everybody. This is Julia at Dooley's Crochet, aka Julia, and today's episode is Things We're Making Thursday, Things We're Making Thursday, Things We're Making Thursday, yeah. We come on Thursdays to share the projects that we make for Things We're Making Thursday. It's a collab with a whole bunch of ladies, and they're wonderful. Each month, they pick a free pattern, and this month's pattern is Gary the Giraffe, and it is by Premier Yarn's design team. They don't give the designer's name. I will show you what I have done for Gary after I read the devotional. So, here we go. It is well aware. The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because they're slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring the Israelites, out of Egypt. And God said, I will be with you. Exodus 3:7, 10, and 12. It's hard to ignore the suffering of someone you love. Ask any parent if you haven't experienced it yourself. You would trade places with the one you love during the 1 month shots, the interaction with the kindergarten bully, the first broken heart, the pink slip at a job. Instead, you pray, you comfort, you listen, you hurt. Of course, God, the perfect parent, was very aware of suffering of his chosen people in Egypt. Of course, he heard their cries. Of course, he knew that they were being treated unfairly and cruelly. And now was the time to act. God called Moses to help and made him promise, I will be with you. Could God want you to be involved in helping to relieve the suffering you are aware of? Okay, now for things that we'll make on Thursday. Like I said, there is a bunch of ladies. I have a list. I will be just putting them in the description box. There's so many that has joined, and it would take a lot of time to read everybody's name off. So, I will leave it in the description box. And I will show you what I have done on Gary. I've got the legs done. And I'm making it out of worsted weighted yarn. I didn't have the velvet yarn, and I've never used it, so I don't tend to buy it. And we are using a 4mm hook, or I'm using a 4mm hook. And while I was crocheting, my darn hook broke. My favorite hook, it broke from Hobby Lobby. So I grabbed my other trusty hook from Hobby Lobby, and I'm using it. It seems to be working fine, because this is the same size that I used to make all my amigurumis with. And the pattern that I'm testing calls for a 4, so I was using this on that and my amigurumi, and it snapped right in two. So I guess I'll have to make a trip to Hobby Lobby and get me another hook. So I got the legs. Get all that mess out of the way where you can see. There's the legs. Here's the ears. And I got the horns. There we go. And I've got the tail. There's the tail. So I got to do the 2 arms, and the body, and the head. I always make my little pieces that sew on first, and then I do the body. So, hopefully next week, maybe I can start or have for you the arms and start on the body of it. Because like I said, I am testing a pattern, and if I do that, if I can get the rest of it done next week, like the body and the head and all that, then I can have it sewed together on the last Thursday of the month. Because I don't sew my pieces on as I go. I like to wait till I get the body and the head and everything attached, and then I sew on all the pieces because it takes form, and I like seeing that. So that's the way I do my Emmys. I did find out what this yarn was. This is Karen Kindness. It's polyester. And then I got this from the thrift store. It's Red Heart Super Saver, I know. And I think it's the buff. It was in a blanket, and I was making some baby dolls like the ones I showed you in a few videos back. Then I had made my mother-in-law. And I got the doll pattern out of a book from Ollie's. And they had the legs staggered 2 colors, but everybody I talked to said they didn't want that. They just wanted the skin color. So I needed some skin color. So when I was at the thrift store, Timmy found it. And he said, "Ain't that the color that you can use for your to make your dolls?" I said, "Yeah, that would work." He said, "Well, get it." He said, "You can just take it apart and reuse it." He said, "At least you're saving the blanket from being thrown away or whatever." Because he said, there ain't a lot of people that crochet, and he really likes my crochet. So he's the one that finds a lot of my yarn for me. Sometimes he'll just stop and buy yarn, not knowing what he's buying, but he buys it for the colors, and he knows what colors I like, and most of the yarn is the yarn I've already used, so he does a good job with that. We do have a Facebook group for things we're making Thursday, and you can send, if you want to join, just contact any of the ladies that's in the box, and I think it's Heather at Strings and Threads. At the end of the month, if you send a picture to her at her email, she does like a slideshow, or you can post it on the Facebook page, I believe. And she does like a slideshow at the end of the month to show people that don't have channels that are joining us, and you can see what they make. And they are really good also. So, like I said, I'm going to leave everybody's name in the description box. Please check out these people. They are wonderful. They are some of my favorite people. I don't miss a video from none of them if I can help it. Except for I got behind when I was sick. I'm trying to get caught back up. I will leave their names in the description box along with their where you can find them. And I think that's about it for today. Let's see, tomorrow is Friday, if I'm correct. Losing my days. And that is Show and Tell Friday. So I will come on and show you what I've got done with what I've done since Wednesday. I have to go to a graduation tonight from Timmy's nephew is graduating from college, and I didn't get to go to his high school graduation. So somehow he wanted me to go, so somehow he got another ticket. I don't know how. So we're going to go see him graduate. And I don't know if we'll go out to eat or not, because it ain't till 7 o'clock tonight. And I usually don't eat that late, so. But I'm proud of him. He's went to school for computers, and I don't know exactly what he's going to be doing with computers. But I am proud. We are proud of him. So now he can go in the field. I know he said something about he's wanting to learn how to do video games. Design video games or something. So I told him I wish you the best of luck. And if you need us, we're here. But I am proud of him, though. Because my son, he did go to a college here for one class, but then they couldn't get nobody to teach it, so now he's got to wait, and it's been probably 2 years, and I don't know if he's going to get to finish or not. So I told him to just go get his money back. If they ain't going to get nobody in there to teach it, ain't no point in that money sitting there. Even though I did pay for it, but I told him to take the money. So I guess that's all for today. And like I said, check everybody out. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And I will see you tomorrow for Show and Tell Friday. And I hope everybody gets all the knitting and crocheting time in that they want. And I will see y'all later.